Hello and welcome to the Edges of Earth. My name is Brock. Today I'm surrounded by crows. I don't know if you can hear them or not, but there's like 1,000 crows around me in a jungle, so this is fun. So today's video is brought to you by Surfshark. They're basically a platform that makes online security easy. So when I'm traveling in the airports, when I'm traveling on the bus, when I'm using my laptop, using my phone, it doesn't matter what internet connection I'm connected to. I use Surfshark to connect through a VPN, which then blocks crazy people from gaining access to my passwords, gaining access to my passport, gaining access to my email, to any other sensitive documents, and just keeps the bad people out, all right? So this is the goal. I don't want to have to go through credit card fraud again. It was a terrible thing. Please avoid this. Use a VPN. If you want to get serious about online security, check the link below. Basically, for anyone who is watching this video, they will give you an 83% discount plus 1 additional month free. It's an amazing deal. Check it out. So today's video is going to be a bit unique and I think a bit long. Hopefully my battery doesn't run out. Let's talk about jewelry. So before I left the United States the first time, I didn't have any jewelry. I didn't wear jewelry. I'm not a jewelry kind of guy. But along my travels, I picked up jewelry, and I have never purchased a single piece of jewelry. Just kidding, I have. I'm gonna tell you about it. They're all unique, so I guess I want to describe to you where these things came from. I know many of you have watched my videos and you have seen new things come out of nowhere, and you're wondering like, what are these things, yeah? So today, I'm going to tell you about everything. So in June of 2016 is when I left home and started to travel the world, and basically, the first piece of jewelry that I acquired was actually this. This was the first one. I was on the island of Palawan in the Philippines, and there was a man in a small fishing village slum area that I lived in for 2 weeks, and he was very kind. He invited me to his house where we talked a bit through choppy English. In his spare time, he makes these necklaces. Now he told me, he says he's a fisherman. That's his full-time job. It's basically 6 months on, 6 months off or something like that due to the weather. But he said he was in a boat and there were sharks below that he speared. Seems weird, but that's what he told me. So he speared sharks and he pulls up this shark. And he said it was I don't remember what kind of shark it was. But he pulls up this shark. I assume they eat it. And one of the teeth he pulls out and he made a necklace for me. I wore that, and you can see this in older videos for more than a year, until one day when I was in Vietnam, the necklace broke. So I saved the tooth and then the bones that also came along with it, and the black pearls is what he called them. The black pearls or the black coral, I forget what it was. But there were other things on there. I got rid of those and just kept the tooth. Before I left Vietnam, many of you know that I helped and taught English a bit in Vietnam for quite a while, and 2 of my friends that were also teachers there, I was telling them, oh my gosh, my necklace broke, like 1 week before I was going to visit my family in the United States for a couple of months. And on my very last day, they both gave me a gift. They both gave me a new black necklace. I was very happy. This was cool. And so they bought me 2 of these. Well, I took them home, went home, and I thought, well, how can I wear 2 necklaces? This is weird. So what I did was I took the string from one necklace, and made the necklace with this. And then I took a piece of the string from the other necklace and put it here. So basically, this piece of black necklace is from one necklace, and then I used the entire necklace as the other piece. So it was like, this was from the Philippines, this piece was from Vietnam, and then the string was from Vietnam. So that's how I acquired this. Now, next story. While I was visiting the United States, I went on 3 separate vacations with my mother, and when we visited these places, they gave us these little wristbands. So I had a blue one, an orange one, and a green one. And I left the United States and traveled in India with these. Well, everybody in India wanted one of these from me, but there was one boy who was maybe 15 from the coast of Gujarat, and he was extremely persistent over and over, and he wanted one of these, but I wanted to keep them because they were like memories from the United States. But I thought, okay, sure, I'll give you one of these. So I gave him the orange one. So now I had the green and the blue. I then traveled to a place called Jodhpur in India, where I met another man who helped me film for a day and kind of showed me around his area. And somewhere along the journey, he wanted one of my wristbands. He had this blue one, which was the exact same color as my blue one. So we decided to trade with each other. This one, he said he got from a foreigner that he met in Jodhpur, and it basically says refugees. So all of these words say refugees in different languages. So that's how I acquired these two. And then the red one, these are actually, if you can see, these are actually two different bracelets tangled up together. When I was helping at a school in Bihar, I had one of the small children. I asked him, where do you get these? I like the colors. It's like a bright yellow and a bright red color. I like it. He says, well, you got to go to the temple. And I didn't go to the temple, but he says, don't worry, if you give me 5 rupees, I will go to the store and buy one of these for you. It was a small pack, so he did. So he brought this pack, and I kind of made it myself, and it's been there. It looks like I put it on yesterday. The colors have not faded at all. It hasn't even started to tear. This thing is like super strong, and it's amazing. So this kind of reminds me of my time when I was in Bihar helping out at the school. There's 2 months of memories built into that one little bracelet. I then took a trip to Bangladesh, and while I was there, I got this really cool kind of thick bracelet material. The material is like a cotton, or just like this, just like the other bracelet, but it was a very bright yellow and a very bright red. It was really cool. But then, as you can see, the colors all have faded, and I'm guessing in the next 7 days, it'll finally fall apart. Every week it gets thinner and thinner and thinner, and unfortunately it's on its last little couple of threads, and I think I'm going to wake up one morning and it'll just be sitting there. So this is almost going away, but it reminds me of all the fun that I had in Bangladesh. When I purchased this for like 10 taka in Bangladesh, I also purchased this, and I would say this is probably my favorite. This one is really neat to me. So it gets kind of complicated, but basically this is a small container. Inside that container, tell you what, I'm just gonna show you. I'm just gonna give you a little bit of show and tell. I have not taken this off in a very long time. Oh wow, you can even see the grooves in my arm. I don't know if there's too much light or not enough light, but so basically it's a small container, and inside, I don't lose the cap, is a hair. Beyond the hair is a message. So basically the concept, and I asked him about it, what are these things? Because I see them all over India and see them all over in Bangladesh as well. And he says the concept is, you have someone who has troubles in their life, they go to the mosque, and then they ask like the equivalent of a priest there, and you talk to them about it, and they find in this giant, I'm assuming they look at the Quran, they find a scripture that kind of talks about this type of problem, and then roll it up, put this in the container, seal it, and then you wear it forever until that problem is gone, something like that. So I thought it was the coolest concept. So I did not go and see a priest, I did not go and talk to anyone, but there was this little old man selling these things, so I bought one for like 20 taka, and this is what I decided to do. Everyone that I have met that I thought were very kind and very nice, I have had them write information on this. The first line is from the man who helped me at that moment to buy it. So this language is Bangla, this language is Hindi, this language is Mandarin, Chinese, and this language is Vietnamese. I met my friend recently who was from Vietnam, and she met me in India, so I had her fill this out because she really helped me a lot when I was in Vietnam. So anyway, I have 4 different languages, and it has their name and the date, and it has one message in their language. Can you guess what that message is? Some of you probably already guessed it. It says, time is running out, start living. And basically for me, it's a reminder that time is the most valuable commodity that exists. I can give you $1,000 today, and tomorrow I can make another $1,000. But if I give you a day of my time, I can't get it back. No amount of money, nothing that I can do can bring that time back to me. So to me, time is the most important commodity in the world today. That is why I have said this at the end of each and every video for the last 3 years, and I will continue to do so. And that is also why I carry these messages with me wherever I go. It's just a reminder when someone says, hey Brock, let's go do this, and I think, no, I'm busy, or no, I can't. I always think about this and think, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. I took a trip to Bangladesh. After Bangladesh, I took a trip to Varanasi, India. While I was there, one of the craziest things happened ever. So I stayed there for like 3 months, didn't film anything. You have no idea I was even there. But I went there for 3 months just to hang out and edit and relax a bit. And every morning I would go swimming. Well, I would go to the same spot and swim at about the same time every day, and the same people kind of swam with me. This particular day, there was a bunch of kids who wanted me to jump in with them, so I said, sure, let's go. So 1, 2, 3, jump. We were all kind of jumping at the same time. Well, one boy kind of touched the back of my neck, and it snapped the necklace. And it wasn't very hard. It must have been loose. I mean, I felt him barely touch it, and I reached and I'm like, oh my God, it's gone. The tooth strings, everything is gone. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sitting there floating in the Ganges River like, great, I lost it. And it could be anywhere through here. And obviously the water does move slow, but the bottom is pretty deep. I cannot stand up in it. And the water is so brown that you put your hand below the surface and you cannot even see your hand. It's quite brown. So anyway, I thought, well, I lost it, but I might as well at least try. So I held my breath, swam all the way to the bottom, held. My eyes are not open because you cannot see anyway, even if you do open your eyes. I touched the first thing on the ground, and I swear to you, the very first thing that I happened to touch was this necklace on the ground, and I can feel the water current slowly moving it along the bottom. How I happened to find this thing blows my mind. No idea, but I did. I couldn't believe it. So everything was still together. I went back to my room and put it away, and then I went to go get another string. So actually, a couple days later, this string is now from Varanasi. So basically, this is from Varanasi, India. This is from the Philippines. And then this string here is from Vietnam. So crazy. Also, while I was in Varanasi, the armband slowly faded away and it was almost ready to break. So I bought another string to put on that as well. And that one is still holding strong. Now, the last piece of jewelry is this. I went to China, came back, and met one of my friends from Vietnam who actually signed my paper, and she also brought me a gift, which was this watch. I met her in Varanasi, India for 2 days before I took a trip to Goa and then to southern India, and she brought me this as a gift, and basically I will now always know what time it is, and if you can guess, it's always time to what? It's always time to start living. That I have it set on that time always. In the United States, normally I didn't wear much jewelry. This tree keeps hitting me in the face. But it has started to just accumulate. So to me, each of these are memories of either an individual or a memory of an event or a vacation or a journey with someone together or a group of people together. And so I guess for me, the jewelry is not to look good or fancy. The jewelry is just a memory. It's just a memory of the experiences that I've had with some of the most cool people I've met along my journey. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed me sharing my jewelry journeys with you. I never thought I'd say that word before. Anyway, well, thank you guys all for watching. Remember, your time is running out. Start living.